Good morning, dear students. Today we are starting with the new chapter, that is chapter number 17, Special Types of Quadrilaterals. Okay, so in this we are going to learn the different types of quadrilaterals, their properties, and also we are going to learn the application of the properties in the exercises. Okay, so the first of all, the definition of quadrilateral. Okay, the quadrilateral is what? It is a type of polygon having four sides. Okay, polygon means what? Closed figure with lines, so we can call it as polygon. The polygon is closed figure with straight lines, right? And if four such lines are there, then it becomes a quadrilateral. We can say that the simplest type of polygon, the simplest polygon is triangle. Triangle is also a polygon because it is a closed figure and it is made up of lines, straight lines. So triangle is also the polygon, right? So it is the simplest polygon that we can draw. And if four sides are there, then it is called as quadrilateral. Understood? So quadrilateral is a polygon with four sides. Clear? So let us discuss the various types of quadrilaterals. Mainly there are three types of quadrilateral. There are the three types of quadrilateral. First is parallelogram. Okay. First type of the quadrilateral is parallelogram. Next is trapezium. Next is trapezium. And the last is kite. These are the three basic types of quadrilaterals: parallelogram, trapezium, and kite. Okay, and in the parallelogram there are the different types. First is rectangle, and second is rhombus. Okay, the two types of parallelograms are rectangle, rhombus. Means whatever the properties of parallelograms are there, all the properties of parallelogram will followed by rectangle and rhombus. And when we combine the properties of rectangle and rhombus, we get a new quadrilateral which is called as square. Okay, so like this, in the parallelogram, basically rectangle and rhombus are there, and also the square is there. Okay, in the trapezium, there is isosceles trapezium. Isosceles trapezium. Okay, isosceles trapezium. Okay, so students, one by one, we are going to learn the property. The kite is the kite itself. It is a completely different type of quadrilateral. Okay, so let us learn the property of parallelogram. Okay, property of parallelogram. Here, the first property. This is a diagram for the parallelogram. ABCD is supposed to be a parallelogram. If ABCD is a parallelogram, then the first property is opposite sides are equal. What is our first property? Opposite sides are equal. So that means AB and CD are equal and also parallel. Got it? Opposite sides are equal and parallel in the parallelogram. That means AB and CD, first property. AB equals to CD and also AB parallel to CD. That means opposite sides are equal and parallel. Second pair of the opposite side is AD and BC. AD equal to BC and also AD is parallel to BC. Okay. So this is the first property. What is the first property of parallelogram? Opposite sides are equal and parallel. Okay. This is the first property. Second property. Opposite angles are equal in parallelogram. Okay. Opposite angles are equal. That means angle A equal to angle C. Angle A equals to angle C. And these two angles are equal. And also angle D equal to the opposite angle B. Angle D equal to the opposite angle B. That is the second property. Is that clear? What was the second property? Opposite angles are equal. Okay, that is our second property. Then the third property is diagonals are bisectors of each other. That is the third property. Diagonals are bisector of each other. That means if we draw these two diagonals, diagonal AC and diagonal BD, these are the two diagonals. These diagonals are intersecting at the point O. Then they bisect each other. Bisect each other means what? They divide equally. It means length of OA equal to the length of OC and also the length of OD equal to the length of OB. This is the third property. So according to our third property of parallelogram, we can say that length of OA equal to the length of OC and also we can say that OD equals to OB. This is the third property of parallelogram. Okay. So students, please write down the properties in your notebook. First property is opposite sides are equal and parallel. Second property is opposite angles are equal. And third property is diagonals bisect each other. Okay. So these are the three properties of parallelogram. Now, there are the different types of parallelogram: rectangle, rhombus and square. It means these three quadrilaterals will follow the property of parallelogram. But still there are some differences. So that differences we are going to learn now. Okay. So I hope all of you have understood the properties of parallelogram. Next, The next, we are going to learn the property of rectangle. Rectangle. Okay. Rectangle is a type of parallelogram. That means its opposite sides are equal and parallel. Its opposite angles are equal and its diagonal bisect each other. Because it is a rectangle, it is a type of parallelogram, therefore it will follow the properties of parallelogram. Is that clear? But there are still some extra property other than the parallelogram. The first extra property is each angle is 90 degree. Each angle is 90 degree. And the second property is diagonals are equal. Diagonals are equal in rectangle. That means L M equals to L N equals to M O. Okay. So these are the two extra properties other than the parallelogram. Rectangle is a type of parallelogram, that means it will follow all the properties of parallelogram, and also it has some its own extra properties. What is that own extra properties? Each angle measures 90 degree, and the second thing is diagonals are equal in the rectangle. Clear? After the rectangle, the next thing that we are going to draw is rhombus. We will learn the properties of rhombus. Rhombus. Okay. Hello. हाँ मोरे बात वो पेपर करते हो okay. So next is rhombus. In this rhombus, again it is a type of parallelogram. That means it will follow the properties of parallelogram. That is, opposite sides are equal and parallel, opposite angles are equal, diagonals bisect each other. These are the properties of parallelogram. Rhombus will also follow. But it is a special type of parallelogram in which all sides are equal. Okay? In the rhombus, all sides are equal. And all sides are equal. That means length of AB, length of BC, length of CD, and length of AB. All four sides are equal. Okay? AB equal to BC equals to CD is equals to AB. Then Another extra property of the rhombus is the diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. See, you can see the 90-degree angle between the point of intersection of the diagonal. That means diagonals are perpendicular bisectors. Okay. Second property is diagonals are perpendicular bisectors. Okay. Bisector means, as usual, we can say length of OA and length of OC are equal, and also length of OD equal to length of OB, and between them there is a 90-degree angle. Okay. Point to be noted here, in the rhombus diagonals are not equal. Okay. So what is the property of diagonal in rhombus? Diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Perpendicular means they intersect each other at 90-degree. Bisector means what? They divides equally. Okay. So these are the two extra properties about the rhombus. Then we will discuss about the square. Next we will discuss about the square. A, B, C, D is a square. Okay. So if it is a square and it is a type of parallelogram, that means it is very clear that it will follow the properties of parallelogram, right? That means opposite sides are equal, then opposite angles are equal, and third property of parallelogram is what? Diagonals are bisectors of each other. That means it will follow all the properties of parallelogram because it is a type of parallelogram. It also has some extra property. And what is that extra property? Everything is equal. Correct? Everything is equal means what? All the four sides are equal. All the four angles are equal. And both of the diagonals are equal. Understood? Everything is equal. That means. So what we can say? All sides are equal. All sides are equal. Second, all angles are equal. That is each 90. Okay. And third, diagonals are equal. Understood? So for the square, what we can say? In the square, all sides are equal, all angles are equal, that is each 90-degree, and also the diagonals are equal. Okay. So it means if we draw the diagonal AC and diagonal BD, so these diagonals are equal and also they are the perpendicular bisectors of each other. Diagonals are equal and perpendicular bisectors of each other. So these are the three extra property other than the parallelogram. Okay. So everyone understood this thing. For the square, what we can say? All four sides are equal. All angles are equal. Each angle is of 90 degree. Diagonals are also equal and diagonals are perpendicular bisector. That means from this we can understand that this square follows the properties of parallelogram, it follows the property of rectangle, it follows the property of rhombus. Okay, so combination of all the three properties gives us square. Understood? Okay, so remaining we will discuss in next session. So today we have learned about the parallelogram, properties of parallelogram, and under the parallelogram we have learned rectangle, rhombus and square. So students, please write down the properties in your notebook and also draw the diagram of that respective quadrilateral. Okay, as I was writing here, in the same pattern you should write and draw the properties of quadrilateral. Okay, so tomorrow we will discuss about the trapezium and kite. Okay, thank you everyone.